Hello student, today we are going to start a new chapter, Fire, Friend and Foe. Foe means enemy. Before starting the chapter, we will read, Fire is both useful and dangerous. What is fire? How did we discover it? How do we control it? We will find out all the answers of these questions in our chapter. Now let's start the chapter. Early man didn't know what fire was, but he must have seen the damage it could cause. Early man, he was not familiar with fire, but he knew the damage caused by fire. He must have watched lightning and volcanoes long before he began to use fire himself. Before using fire for himself, early man saw the lightning and the volcanoes. Fire was powerful and dangerous, and he was frightened. Fire was powerful, dangerous for early man, so he was frightened. Fire may have puzzled early man, but we now know that fire is the result of a chemical reaction. Early man was very puzzled to see the fire, but we now know that fire is the result of a chemical reaction. When the oxygen in the air combines with carbon and hydrogen in a fuel, a chemical reaction takes place. When oxygen in the air combines with carbon and hydrogen in a fuel, a chemical reaction takes place and fire starts. Energy in the form of heat and light is released in this process. When this process happens, energy is released in the form of heat and light. This is what we call fire, and we call it fire. Three things are needed to make fire: fuel, oxygen and heat. If we want to start a fire, we needed three things. These three things are fuel, oxygen and heat. Wood, coal, cooking gas and petrol are some examples of fuel. Wood, coal, cooking gas are fuel. Oxygen comes from the air and we get oxygen from air. That is why when you blow on smoldering paper, it often bursts into flame. And when you blow on a very low burning paper, it starts burning very fast. The third thing needed to make fire is heat. And the third and last thing is heat. Fuel and oxygen do not make fire by themselves. If there are only two things, fuel and oxygen, they can't make fire themselves. Or else a newspaper or a stick lying in the open would catch fire on its own. For example, if newspaper or a stick lying in an open area, they can't catch fire themselves. To burn a piece of paper or wood, we heat it before it catches fire. If we want to burn a paper or a wood, we heat it before it catch fire. We generally do it with a lighted match, and we use a matchstick to light a paper or a wood. Every fuel has a particular temperature at which it begins to burn. Every fuel has a different temperature at which it begins to burn. This temperature is called the flash point or kindling temperature of the fuel. And this particular temperature at which the fuel start burning is called flash point or kindling temperature of the fuel. It is sometimes said that fire is a good servant but a bad master. It only means that fire is very useful as long as it is kept under control. The meaning of this sentence is that if the fire is under our control, then it is good. But if it gets out of control, then it is dangerous. For instance, we use it to cook our food, warm our homes in winter, and to generate electricity. We use fire to cook our food, to warm our homes in winter, and to generate electricity. But on the other hand, if fire gets out of control, it can be very dangerous. If fire is under control, it is good. But if fire gets out of control, then it can be very dangerous. Each year, thousands of homes and shops are damaged by fire. Every year, thousands of homes and shops are damaged by fire. Vast areas of forest are also destroyed and hundreds of people are killed or injured. And in the fire accidents, vast areas of forest are destroyed and hundreds of people are killed or injured. Just as three things are needed to start a fire, there are three main ways in which a fire can be put out. Earlier, we read that three things are needed to start a fire. In the same way, there are three main ways in which we can stop fire. In each, one of the three things needed for burning is taken away. We know three things are needed to start a fire. If we take out any one of the things, the fire stops burning. For example, we can take away the fuel. If the fire has no fuel to feed on, no burning can take place. First thing is fuel. If we take out the fuel, the fire automatically stops burning. We often let a fire die out simply by not adding more fuel to it. If we will not add more fuel, the fire will stop burning. The second way of putting out a fire is to prevent oxygen from reaching it. And the second thing which we require to start a fire is oxygen. And if we stop oxygen to reaching the fuel, we can put out a fire. No supply of oxygen means no fire. Simple. Small fires can be put out or smothered with a damp blanket or a sack. We can stop small fire with the help of a damp blanket or a sack. This stops oxygen reaching the burning material. When we cover the small fire with a damp blanket or a sack, it stops the oxygen supply to the fire. Sometimes carbon dioxide is used to extinguish fire, and sometimes we use carbon dioxide to put out fire. It does not allow oxygen to reach the burning material. The third way of putting out a fire is to remove the heat. If we remove the heat, the fire can stop burning. If the temperature can be brought down below the flash point, then the fuel stops burning. You blow on a burning matchstick or a candle to put it out. Sometimes we blow on a matchstick or candle to blow it out. In doing so, you remove the hot air around the flame, bringing down its temperature below the flash point. And when we do that, the flash point came below and the candle goes out. Sometimes water is sprayed on a fire, and sometimes we spray water to put out a fire. It absorbs heat from the burning fuel and lowers the temperature. When we spray water, it absorbs the heat and the temperature lowers down. The blanket of water also cut off the supply of oxygen and the fire is extinguished. When we use wet blanket, it also cuts the oxygen supply and the fire put out. Some fires cannot be put out with water, but there are some kinds of fires which we can't put out with water. If water is sprayed onto an oil fire, the oil will float to the top of the water and continue to burn. And first type of fire is oil fire. Oil always float on the surface of the water, and when we put out an oil fire with water, the oil float on the water and it's continue to burn. This can be very dangerous because water can flow quickly, carrying the burning oil with it and spreading the fire very fast to carry that burning fire. Water should also not be used on fire caused by electrical appliances. If the fire was caused by electrical appliances, we should not spray water on that fire. The person spraying water might receive an electric shock and be killed. If a person spray water caused by electric appliances, he may receive an electric shock and be killed. A carbon dioxide extinguisher is the best thing to fight an electrical fire. We spend millions of rupees each year in fighting fires. Every year we spend millions of rupees to put out fires, and we spend more trying to find new ways of preventing fires from happening and getting out of controls. And per year we spend more to preventing fires and finding new ways to stop fire. On the whole, we have learned rather well to control fire and put it to good use in our everyday life. Now we have learned how to control fire and how we can use in our daily life. Long ago, there were no firemen. When fire broke out means start, everybody became a firefighter. Long ago, there was no fireman. When the fire started, everyone became a firefighter. People formed human chains. They still do if required. And that time, people form human chains. They also make human chain now if required, and passes buckets of water from a well or a pond to the blaze. And when people make a human chain, they passed buckets of water from a well or a pond to the burning area. Now there are laws about building construction which ensure that space is left between buildings to reduce the fire risk. Now there are some rules in which when you are constructing a building, keep a distance between two buildings to prevent fire risk. Every new building, especially a public place, must ensure observance of fire prevention norms. Especially a public place, there are norms to prevent fire. Bands of firefighting workers with special equipment known as fire brigades are there to put out fire. Group of firefighters with special equipment which we know as fire brigades, they are always ready to put out fires. Firefighters are highly trained people. They are highly trained people. They possess many skills and they know many things. They cut off electricity supply, knock down dangerous walls, spray water and other material to bring fire under control. They do many things like they cut electric supply, knock down dangerous walls, spray water and other material to bring fire under control. They are also trained in first aid so that they can help people suffering from burns or from the effect of smoke. Firefighters also know the first aid. They help the burning persons and the person who were fainted by smoke. The discovery of fire and its uses help early man to cope with nature better and gradually adopt a settled mode of life. When early man discovered fire, he was able to cope with nature and gradually settled in his life. Fire is still worshipped in many parts of the world. In many parts of the world, people still worship fire. Fire is indeed a friend, but as we know, it can be a dangerous enemy once it gets out of control. Fire is a friend, but if fire gets out of control, then it becomes an enemy. So we can use fire wisely. I hope student you will understand what is fire and how it starts and how we can control it.